Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Nashville, Tennessee again, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Martin Lovelace with Benchmark Realty, for making this tour possible. I'll be sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, you see that we have this modern mansion. And the reason why I do call it a mansion is because, believe it or not, you have over 8,500 square feet of interior living space. Now, as far as material is concerned on the exterior, we have the stucco along with the stacked stone. This one's situated on 1.64 acres. Then continuing this way, you have this massive 3-car garage. So if you do have motorcycles, golf carts, anything like that, you can certainly add those in there without any issues. Then you have multiple balconies to take advantage of the panoramic views, and wait till we get a little bit later on in the tour. Now, you do have the recessed lights as well, so illuminating this property, and what better time to do a property tour than right now? It's about 6:30 p.m., so perfect time to do it. Now, it is flooded with picture windows, and I love that because once we start getting to the second level, especially the third level in the primary suite, you're going to see the views that you can take advantage of. Now, you have a gorgeous landscaping. It is elevated slightly. This one is going to come with an elevator, so you don't have to worry about going up and down the staircase whatsoever, and it is glass pane. So we'll see that in just a second. As I continue this way, you are going to have the modern wall lights, and you will notice that over there towards the garage as well. And then the French doors leading you inside. So you have multiple access points. So if you didn't want to use the front door, of course, then you have multiple ways to enter inside the property. But of course, most likely your guests would enter in this way. Now let's get you inside so you can see the beautiful home. Okay. So love this. This just screams luxury immediately whenever you walk in. Before I continue, let me turn you around so you can see the French doors from the inside. Okay, so you have clear story windows on top. I'll pan you to the left right over here. So you see that the elevator continues all the way to the 3rd story. And like I said, glass pane so you can take advantage of the views. Now, you are going to have a floating staircase. You also do have a secondary staircase. So if you come in from the garage, you don't have to worry about coming all the way over here. Then look at this beautiful quartzite as far as our accent wall is concerned. And then you have the backlighting. So like those little rivets right there, beautiful. Those veins just really stands out, especially when you're looking from the outside. Now, as we continue over here, look at this conference sized office. So much room to take advantage of. And of course, I can appreciate that it is staged so you can kind of get a sense of the amount of space that you get in here. And of course, you got your picture windows right over here. So gosh, if you did want to add a conference table in here for whatever reason, you can certainly do that, but you definitely have plenty of space inside of here. You got your French doors again. And of course, you can always make this a different room or something like that if you didn't want to use this as a study. Okay, now we're going to continue this way. I love what I'm going to see straight ahead, and I think you may love it as well. You're going to have 3 powder baths inside of this home. So to take advantage of all 3 levels, hence, it is 3 stories. Then you got your massive quartz. You got the accent lighting beneath the vanity, your chrome sconce. Love it. Okay, so continuing here, you see that we have the tiling. Once we start getting upstairs, you will notice that white oak flooring. So right over here, this will be your 3-car garage. But not only did they add the epoxy flooring in here, right? But watch as I pan over this way. Look how much room you have in here. And then again, you have additional room over here. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you did have a motorcycle, a golf cart or something like that, you can add that right over there. Now this will be an access point to the front foyer. So you can access this. That is your elevator right over there as well. And then before we just continue, okay, this storage closet right over here. So you have double doors leading you inside of here, but look at the amount of room that you get. This is almost like another room itself that you can use if you didn't want to use it as storage. But let's go ahead and continue this way. Straight ahead, that's gonna lead you to your motor court. And then I'll just show you this section. So really deep back there, even if you had some four-wheelers or RZRs, I don't know if you've ever ridden in an RZR, but I tell you, they're a lot of fun. And then right over here, you have an additional storage closet. Okay, but watch this. So straight ahead is your secondary staircase, right? Right over here. You got the staircase lighting illuminating back there, but look how neat this is. You have a completely finished flex room or bonus room. So just some ideas, right? If you wanted to have a full gym in here, that's perfect. But also if you wanted to maybe have a golf simulator in here, or gosh, you could use this as a club room, a man cave, children's retreat, all the above. And it is completely finished. So all you really got to do is add your equipment in here and you are off to the races. You got your furnace right over there with some additional storage space. And then right around here, you will have a storage closet as well. And this will be right underneath that secondary staircase. Okay, so we won't go up the secondary staircase as of right now. I want you to see the home as if you're walking in for the first time. Then you are going to have your tankless water heater, some additional storage right over here, and then more storage right here as well. So I'll tell you, storage galore inside of here. So if you had any challenges storing anything in your home currently, tell you, you won't have that challenge in here. And then I should mention too, you have this beautiful modern chandelier right here. So as you're driving by, you can clearly see all these luxury features inside of this home. So it definitely stands out. I'll tell you that. I've been driving by this home, gosh, probably last week or two. And I tell you, it will turn your head in a good way. Okay, so now heading up here, this is where a lot of the magic happens. Again, you can take advantage of the elevator if you wanted to, right? But inside of here, you have recessed lights, 10-foot ceilings, and then look how open and massive this feels. So I'll stand on this corner right over here and show you the full scope of this room. Okay, so you see how spacious it is. As we continue, you have a wet bar right over here. You have sliders leading you to your balcony. Look how cool this is. And it's a massive balcony, as you can see, surrounded by the glass panes, beautiful views, and we're not even on the top level. So you can imagine how many additional views you get. So you got picture windows on both ends of your fireplace, floor to ceiling stucco fireplace surround. So really subtle and discreet at the same time. And then of course you got your sliders leading you out that way. So plenty of room to work with and entertain, right? So now as we head into the kitchen, you have the quartz waterfall countertops, as you can see, right? But you also have these flat panel custom cabinets. And that's gonna, of course you have the two-tone cabinetry. Beautiful, the quartz backsplash, the sleek vent hood right above your range, 6 burners, you got your griddle straight ahead, you got additional backlighting or accent lighting right over there, as you can see. And again, so you got your sink inside of your island, but again, if you're washing dishes and you have your guests over, this is gonna be a perfect place to do so. All right, and then high-end appliances, you got the paneled refrigerator and freezer. It's the separate combination. Then you have the Cove dishwasher. And let me know in the comments what you think about the flat panel cabinetry. Do you like those? Do you like more shaker style? I'd love to hear your thoughts on there. Then you can slide these open right over here. If you did want to add a pool down the road, you can certainly do that. You're gonna see we have an attached pool house, and we'll get to that a little bit later on. But a ton of storage available, and again, custom cabinetry throughout the entire home. And I'll even show you the maker. So Nashville Modern Cabinetry. That's who made these cabinets. So localized and high end at the same time. Now what's neat about this, you see we have the Sub-Zero wine fridge right over here. Holds up to 120 bottles, but that's going to be dead center in the middle between the refrigerator and freezer, as you can see. Again, right over here, look at that. And then you got some additional cabinetry, your upper cabinets. And then heading over here, look at this. So now heading into your pantry, right? Or you can say a scullery. You have your additional sink, massive picture window overlooking your backyard, quartz countertops, counter space surrounding here. You got your panel dishwasher again. This one's Cove as well. The white oak flooring continues this way, sleek Wolf microwave and oven as well. And then this is going to be the push to open mechanism, but then all the rest of the cabinetry and drawers are going to have that soft close feature. Okay, so now as we continue, you see we have the open concept dining area, but then you have this little nook area as well. So if you wanted to use that as more like a breakfast area, something of that nature, you can certainly do that. Now look at these. So you have sliders leading you to the balcony, sliders leading you to the patio. But before we continue, let's go ahead and take a look over here. So this is the only bedroom on this level. The additional 4 are going to be upstairs. So this will, if you want to use this as a guest suite or something like that, you can certainly do so. You can clearly fit a queen bedroom set in here without any challenges, and you still have a ton of walk room. And I just want to show you this view before we head upstairs. So look at that. So much space in the front, and you're going to have some space in the back, of course. And like I said, that's going to total for 1.64 acres. And this home is currently for sale as we speak. So if it's something where you are in the market or you're interested, of course, reach out to the information in the description and they'll get you taken care of. Okay, now heading inside of our full bathroom, you got the floating vanity, custom cabinetry, a pocket door separating here, glass enclosed shower. Look how massive that is. And this is not even the primary. Got your matte black shower head and shower wand, as you can see. And a huge walk-in closet with your built-ins. Got your chrome rod over there, your sleek 4 registers down there. Plenty of space to work with. And then of course your modern sconce right above that. And this will be your second powder bath. So you got your quartz vanity right over here. Got your accent wall with your modern sconce again inside of there. Now, as we continue this way, this is a neat feature, right? So that secondary staircase would lead you right here, and you can go all the way upstairs if you didn't want to use that elevator. But now, heading here, this is called, even though we're there, of course, there's no pool, but quote unquote, right, pool house. Because you are going to have a sink over there, a refrigerator and a freezer that's paneled. And I should note it, or should mention that it is inset. So flushed in there. But this is a neat little area. Then if you wanted to use this as more, a little separate area, you can use this as somewhere you can just hang out and watch your NFL games or soccer games, NBA games, anything. You can take advantage of that. Now, you see that you do have your access leading you there. So I'm telling you, this is a perfect house for a pool. You got dual vanities or dual sinks in here. Pendant lights hanging down right here. Quartz countertops. You got the chrome faucet and have your full shower to take advantage of. So you can imagine getting right out of the pool and heading straight inside of here. And then this is going to lead you to your utility room. Straight ahead is going to lead you to the backyard, as you can see. And look how massive this looks. So really minimal feel in here, but you got your built-in shelving. You can see you have a ton of space for an oversized washer and dryer. And if you wanted to add some additional counters in here, you can certainly do that. And last time I'll mention it, if you did have a pool, you could just go ahead and throw your clothes right in there without having to drag them all the way upstairs. Okay, so we've seen the first level. Now we've seen the second level. Now let's go ahead and head to our third level. So here you will have the iron railing as well. And then of course, the white oak floors continues this way. So now you're gonna have this hallway. Before we continue down that way, I really want you to see the theater room, which is right over here. Probably one of the biggest theater rooms that we've seen in quite some time, which I'm excited about. Now this one's gonna already come equipped with your wet bar right over here. Then you have your modern sconces. You have the LED lighting right above there. So it has almost that floating ceiling design, right? But you also have recessed lights. So not only is it, spacious and massive, but also you have plenty of light. So if you wanted to dim those, create that theater-like feel, then you can certainly do that without any challenges whatsoever. But I love the space that you got. You see your L-shaped couch. If you wanted to add the projector in here, you can do that. If you wanted to add a massive television, you can do that as well. Me and the kiddos, we just got done watching Lilo and Stitch a couple of days ago, so I could appreciate a good theater feel. Now you see you got your storage closet right over there. Now this is going to lead you to your primary suite and the additional 4 bedrooms. So now heading over here, straight ahead is a storage closet, but then this will be your third and final powder bath. Quartz countertops again, the sleek cabinetry with the accent lighting right underneath your cabinetry. Some additional storage. Get your furnace right over there. I'll close that off. And now let's see our primary suite. Beautiful. Okay, so you will notice the recessed lights continues in here, right? But then also you do have that LED lighting surrounding that floating ceiling. Beautiful accent wall right behind your headboard there. You got your massive picture windows, but I know you can appreciate the sliders, and you're gonna have multiple sliders inside of here to take advantage of the views. But look at that, king size bed, your nightstands, your nice little decorator piece, if you wanted to call that a dresser. But watch as we get out here. Now, again, you know I'm afraid of heights, but I'm doing this because I love y'all. Okay, look at these views. Again, you see the Tennessee hills, really just a great view that you can really get used to. I know you certainly can. Again, you just have some chairs out here, have your morning coffee, morning tea, and you are good to go. Okay, so plenty of walk room available inside of here. White oak flooring, and then now head into your primary bath. Look how beautiful this is. Now I know what you're thinking, right? You have these massive picture windows, not really much privacy. However, again, you can always have those blinds or shades installed after you purchase or after you move in, and that won't be a challenge whatsoever. Now, if you didn't want to use the sliders, you do have this access door leading you to your balcony, but you got your massive freestanding tub, beautiful chrome spout right over there. You got your pendant lights, then you got the accent lighting right behind your mirror, quartz countertops, the custom cabinetry, And of course, you got your dual sinks in here. And if that wasn't enough, you head inside of your massive walk-in shower and you are good to go. You got your oversized shower niche, dual shower heads. You have one shower wand. So I know I talk about this often, but you just have to find out who uses that. I'm just, if you're taking a shower together for whatever reason, right? So right over here, you got your water closet. And then of course you got a pocket door. So there is no built-in shelving inside of here or your built-in racks or anything like that. However, they can certainly, install it down the road. And at the end of the day, they are doing some minor touch-ups to the home. So of course that is negotiable. If it's something where you need that prior to moving in, they can always add that in. And then I should mention too, there's a pocket door separating your suite from your bath, the primary bath. Okay, so I love the width of the hallways. So it feels extremely spacious. Now this is gonna be your additional utility room. So in here, you see that we have our built-in sink, but you have some additional cabinetry. So downstairs, or at least the second level of the utility room, you saw we had the built-in shelving, but in this instance, you have the built-in cabinetry, the upper cabinets. So plenty of space to take advantage in there. And then of course you can install a massive washer and dryer right over there. And there's an additional pocket door right there. So that would be coming in from your elevator right there. So you notice that it continues to all three levels. But before we continue, can we just talk about how massive this balcony is? We'll see that in just a second. I'll go out there for you guys again. That way you kind of get the full scope of the views that you get. But now heading into our next bedroom, really spacious. You certainly could fit a king bedroom set in here without any challenges. You still have some windows overlooking your backyard. You see those heels continue this way. This is going to be the separate bathroom and closet combination. And here you do have your built-in rack. So depending on how you wanted to have the primary, the primary bathroom, as far as the closet is concerned, however you wanted to have that situated, I'm sure they'll certainly give you an allowance to add whatever kind of shelving you prefer in there. And here we got our shower tub combo. Again, the chrome continues this way. A pocket door separating there too. And then of course the additional 2 bedrooms will be this way. And then you have some more storage right there in your furnace. But I'm just so impressed how much space you get out here. Let me open this for you. So you see the modern sconces, and you can get a close-up right there. Hopefully you can see that, the recessed light. So that'll just give you an idea. Like I said, it's surrounded and flooded by recessed lights on the exterior of the property. But look at that. I won't get too close, but look at this. Wow. So that just kind of brings everything full circle. If you wanted to entertain out here, that's perfect. But whoever gets this room, I tell you, they are extremely lucky because they have their sliders inside of there, but then they have access to this area if guests aren't in here, and they could just kind of hang out over there. Before we see that one, this will be your 4th bedroom. Again, extremely spacious inside of here, as you can see. King bedroom set would fit in here perfectly without any challenges at all. 10-foot ceilings continues up here. Massive walk-in closet. You got your chrome rod, your built-in shelving, a pocket door separating the ensuite. That massive walk-in closet here. So in here you got that sage green tile for our shower surround, and then they added the black shower head with the shower valve in here. And then our 5th and final bedroom. So in here, you can certainly fit a queen bedroom set, but you will have that separate bathroom and closet combination in here. I believe all of them had that, if I'm not mistaken, except for the one on the second level. That one had the combination, if I'm not mistaken. And this would be the perfect time to be out there. Okay. So we've seen all three levels. Certainly, last but not least, we're gonna head back downstairs to take a look at the backyard. Now, this home, right, has been on the market for not long at all whatsoever. But the person that's really going to want to purchase this home, right, is if you need to be in close proximity to the city, but you still want that peace, tranquility, surrounded by mature trees, this is certainly going to be the ideal property in my opinion. But now, let's go ahead and take a look at back here. So extremely spacious. So the epitome of indoor outdoor living. Right here, your attached pool house. You can open up the sliders there. Your sliders right behind me. And then you have that indoor outdoor living. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's multiple access points to this property, right? So you can even see just on this level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 access points right over here. But then you also have the extended patio that continues this way. So if you wanted to have some more, chairs out here and, maybe a little outdoor dining table or something like that, you can certainly do that. But then look at that. You still have those hills. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, please let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.